Get ready for a flavor adventure you won't soon forget. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Surinamese food, a cuisine that's as unique and vibrant as its history.
You hit the nail on the head when you talk about vibrancy. Surinamese cuisine is a real melting pot, a fusion of cultures and flavors that's sure to tantalize your taste buds.
It's amazing how food can transport us to different cultures, wouldn't you say? So let's dig in, shall we? Our research describes Surinamese food as this incredible melting pot of culinary influences. What exactly makes it so special?
Well, imagine a cuisine where indigenous American flavors intertwine with influences from Africa, India, Indonesia, China, and even Europe. It's a testament to Suriname's rich history, a place where so many cultures have converged and blended, and their food reflects that beautifully.
It sounds like a culinary symphony. And speaking of symphonies of flavor, one dish kept popping up in our research, moxialesi. What's the story behind this dish, and why does it seem to be synonymous with celebration in Suriname?
Moxialesi, literally translates to mixed rice, but it's so much more than just a side dish. It's a symbol of resilience and resourcefulness, born out of a difficult past. Imagine, during Suriname's colonial period, enslaved people denied proper ingredients, transformed leftovers, often scraps, into something truly extraordinary.
That's fascinating. From scraps to celebration, what a testament to human creativity and resilience. Our sources also highlight other dishes that exemplify Suriname's fusion of cultures. One that really piqued my interest is palm. Can you tell us more about it?
Palm is intriguing. It's a perfect example of culinary adaptation. Imagine taking a traditional Jewish casserole, a dish with its own history, and reimagining it with local ingredients. Surinamese cooks, instead of using potatoes, turned to what they had in abundance. Locally grown palm terre, a root vegetable.
It's like a culinary conversation across continents. The ingenuity of taking something familiar and making it your own is truly remarkable. Now, this might sound surprising, but I even came across Chinese noodles while researching Surinamese cuisine. Can you shed some light on that?
Ah, yes. Chow mein. It just goes to show you how far culinary influences can travel and transform. Don't expect your typical Chinese takeout, though. These noodles are uniquely Surinamese, featuring unexpected combinations of meats and vegetables, all seasoned with a local flair.
So we have indigenous ingredients, cooking techniques borrowed and adapted from around the world, and a spirit of resourcefulness that shines through in every dish. If you had to pick just one element that excites you most about Surinamese food, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. There are so many things that make Surinamese food so fascinating, but I think for me it's the way it effortlessly blends those global influences into everyday meals.
Yeah, it's like each dish has a story to tell. Speaking of stories, our sources mentioned some really hearty-sounding soups. Can you tell us a bit more about those? Like, what are some of those go-to comfort foods in Suriname?
Well, when it's time for a warm and satisfying meal, Surinamese cuisine knows how to deliver. Take, for example, Griet Bana Soap met Tom Tom.
Ikbana soup met tom tom. That's a mouthful.
Right. It's a flavorful, grated plantain soup. Just imagine dipping a chunk of crusty cassava bread into a bowl of that on a chilly evening. It's the kind of dish that just warms you from the inside out.
Oh, now that sounds absolutely delicious.
And then there's the classic brown bean soup, another staple that speaks to the soul. Surinamese comfort food is all about simple, hearty flavors that nourish and satisfy.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But the culinary adventure in Suriname doesn't stop at home-cooked meals, does it? I'm picturing vibrant street markets with tempting aromas and delicious snacks. Did your research uncover anything about that aspect of Surinamese cuisine?
Oh, absolutely. Our sources really highlighted the influence of Indian and Indonesian traditions on Suriname's street food scene. Just imagine strolling through a bustling market, enticed by the smell of bakabana, those crispy, irresistible fried plantains.
Fried plantains, sign me up.
They're a true Surinamese icon. And of course, no street food experience would be complete without trying roti, bara, samosa, and even those tempting skewers of grilled, marinated meat known as satay. You'll find those all over Suriname.
Wow, it really is like a world tour flavor. Surinamese food truly offers something for everyone and for every occasion. It's incredible how it reflects the country's multicultural heritage.
Absolutely. And speaking of occasions, we've explored the everyday and the street food scene, but we can't forget about those special celebratory dishes. These are the showstoppers, where Surinamese cooks really get to showcase their skills and culinary heritage.
Oh, now those are the dishes I really want to hear more about. What are some of the stars of the show when it comes to Surinamese celebrations?
Well, remember palm, that unique casserole we talked about earlier, the one with the Pompeii root. It's a mainstay at feasts and gatherings, a true celebration of cultural adaptation. And then there's kip paste, Suriname's take on chicken plat pie. It's a dish that makes a statement, you know. It's a real embodiment of Surinamese culinary pride.
It's amazing how food can capture the essence of a culture's journey, its history, and its values. But let's talk about the building blocks of this incredible cuisine, the ingredients. What are some of the key flavors that make Surinamese food so distinct and delicious?
Well, Suriname is blessed with a tropical climate and incredibly fertile land, so fresh, vibrant ingredients are really the foundation of its cuisine.
That makes perfect sense. Several of our sources highlighted cassava and plantains as being essential ingredients in Surinamese cooking.
Oh, absolutely. Cassava and plantains are like the culinary superstars of Suriname. They're incredibly versatile, and you'll find them used in countless ways. Let's start with cassava. This starchy root is a blank canvas for Surinamese cooks. It can be ground into flour for breads and cakes, boiled for hearty soups, or even fried to crispy perfection. Talk about versatility.
It really speaks to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Surinamese cooks, doesn't it? Taking a humble ingredient like cassava and transforming it into so many different things. It's fascinating. But it wouldn't be a true culinary adventure without a little bit of heat, right? So tell me, what do Surinamese cooks use to spice things up?
Well, they have a secret weapon, you could say, and it's called the Madame Jeanette pepper.
Madame Jeanette pepper. That sounds intense.
It is. It's a fiery chili that adds a distinctive kick to many dishes. Now, don't worry, it's not all about scorching your taste buds off. You'll find that Surinamese cooks use it strategically to provide bursts of flavor rather than overwhelming heat. It's all about balance, you see.
It's amazing how a single ingredient can add that extra layer of complexity and excitement to a dish.
Absolutely. And you know, speaking of exciting ingredients, we can't forget about another one that kept popping up in our research. Coconut.
Ah, coconut. It seems like it plays a starring role in both sweet and savory dishes in Suriname.
You're exactly right. It's one of those magical ingredients that can do it all. You'll find rich, creamy coconut milk adding depth to soups and stews, giving them that wonderful heartiness. And then, of course, there's the delightful crunch of shredded coconut in cakes and desserts, adding that touch of tropical sweetness.
I'm a sucker for anything coconutty, so you're speaking my language. So, for our listeners who are ready to embark on their own Surinamese food adventure, what are some absolute must-try dishes? If you could only recommend a handful, what would be at the top of your list?
Oh, that's a tough one. There are so many delicious options to choose from. But I'd say, based on our deep dive, Moxie Alessi is an absolute must. I mean, it truly embodies Suriname's multicultural heritage. It's like a celebration on a plate. And Palm, with its unique blend of flavors and cultural influences, that's another one you won't want to miss.
Those both sound incredible, and I'm adding them to my culinary bucket list as we speak. But we can't forget about dessert, can we? What's a Surinamese sweet treat that would be the perfect ending to a Surinamese feast?
For a true taste of Surinamese sweetness, you have to try bojo cake. It features that dynamic duo we talked about earlier, cassava and coconut, and it's truly unforgettable.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it. This entire deep dive has been a feast for the senses, even if it's just been in our imagination. So, to our listeners out there, what dish has you most intrigued? Which one are you going to seek out first? The culinary world is your oyster, so go explore.
I couldn't agree more. Surinamese food is a testament to the power of culinary fusion, a delicious reminder that the best things in life often come from bringing together diverse influences and flavors.
That's a beautiful thought to end on. So there you have it, folks. Surinamese food, a delicious adventure waiting to be had. Go forth and explore those incredible flavors.